This is
what is up, folks? Exposed! NYKF31 here, bringing you another exposing, unmasking the fraud,
here are the starters for Brooklyn.
the phonies that play this game,
explosive set of wings. Evans is out there with Brook Lopez.
unmasking the truth about this game.
I'll tell you, it's been some time coming.
Since
really
I can't
year, the dominant
find
the Celtics had been
an active online league,
show their age at times.
Here's
a real one,
and he lays it straight in.
with sim players
That was beautiful.
who don't need to exploit the game in order to succeed. I am left doing my online montages. I have the link to the Rudy Gay montage below. I'm playing with the Celtics. The Paul Pierce one is almost complete, and I'm contemplating who will be montage number 3. I'm left to do that and do these exposings.
With Coach Doc Rivers.
Yes, Kevin, his focus
And here I am.
is on circumventing a very
You saw the guy scouting report.
Down with one hand.
70 points per game, 50 points per game in the paint, and that is what you get over and over and over again with NBA 2K13.
First foul of the game.
For those of you who are relatively new to the game, perhaps you got it for Christmas and you ventured into the world of online and you're wondering what the hell is going on. Let me give you a little synopsis. There's nothing resembling NBA basketball in online play. Now, we all know online rankings, no matter what the sports game, is a circus, and I thought the EA community was pretty bad. This one is actually worse, because in Madden, you'll at least every now and again come across a highly skilled guy in ranked gameplay who plays legitimately. I have yet to come across one in this game. I mean that literally. I have several games in the pipeline.
If you're not careful.
Every one of these people plays the exact same way.
Have a lot of respect for.
Force their way into the paint, slide off of bodies in the paint to score, jack up a million threes, force contested shots, play 2-3 zone off-ball defense. So what you have to do if you're venturing into this world and you don't quite know what to expect, or that's the way you stop that move, by the way, and you have to pray that once you stop it, it's not Westbrook, Durant, LeBron, or Wade, or even Kobe. Again, he tries it. You have to pray that once the slide is done, he still can't just morph through you and dunk over your body, or dunk through your body. But this is what you're going to get online. If you're not yet prepared, or if you're playing online and you're frustrated and you're wondering why no one talks about this.
The 2 and the 3. Brook Lopez is out there with Jerry Stackhouse, and it's Williams at the 1 spot.
The problem with this game is that, forget about the ball being tangible.
Well, Jason Terry,
not only is the ball at times not tangible, the human body isn't tangible. So you have extremely inconsistent resistance towards
and he hits the jump shot.
The ball handler when you're trying to play defense. And as a result, guys can just slip and slide off of you at will. And there's a million other cheese ways to get to the paint. There are some isomotion and button combinations and hesitation move combinations that you can do that are unguardable. There are ways to just speed up court with a wing player and beat everyone else down the court after made baskets every single time. And then, of course, if you are lucky enough to force contested misses or in the paint misses, the rebounding is an absolute joke and a horror show. So chances are you get a deflection or you force a bad shot, and you're actually rewarded for forcing the bad shot. They're going to get the ball back anyway.
You know, the Nets have been kind of the punching bag in the Atlantic Division.
Bottom of the net.
What every game degenerates into for me as I foolishly continue to play realistic basketball is to basically just try to make the resistance to the paint as hard as possible and have as many bodies in the paint as possible with my help defense slider and with my on-ball defense.
He feeds it to Green.
And those of you out there who may think I'm not very good at this game, do me a favor. Try playing the way I do. There are ice motion move combos that I refuse to use because they're unguardable. And I actually, you know, run sets and call plays and use my entire squad. Plus I manually guard every player who has the ball. Play like that for about a dozen games, and then come back to me and tell me how much I stink at the game. Thank you very much. Don't think you people who are these, who claim to be these hardcore sim gamers, don't think people don't see how you play. We see your 2K videos with you trying to spin your way and force your way into the paint with Carmelo Anthony, or your APF and 2K football montages with your instant rollouts 5 yards wide of the tackle. So don't be lecturing me about simulation gameplay. Play the way I do in this game, and then come back and tell me how you did. Or better yet, record it and post it for the world to see. I guarantee you most of you clowns out there will get lit to pieces. So anyhow, again, force, able to obstruct, he gets the ball right back, and he slides right through my guy. I can't even see the score, but you can just tell my complete and utter disgust of this game and the disgrace that it is to the NBA. Spinorama, Poundorama has nowhere to go. Actually get the ball back. And you're probably wondering, where's Deron Williams? This guy reaches so much, like everybody else who plays defense in this game, that Deron Williams is on the bench with fouls.
It sure is. I mean, they left a lot of start to the half.
I don't know why the Brooklyn Nets are so popular. They're used quite a bit. The most popular teams are, of course, the Heat, the Thunder by far, the Lakers, the Knicks, and the Clippers, and Brooklyn. I don't know why Brooklyn is such a popular team, because they don't really have that cheese-friendly perimeter scorer that can slide off of defenders at will. I mean, Joe Johnson's okay, but he's not really that great at it. Deron Williams is, you know, pretty decent. Here he is just trying to get to the paint, force his way in. If that's Deron Williams, it's probably a finish.
And it was hard, Steve, when the Nets won the ABA. They won the 3 titles in 5 years, but the New Jersey version just didn't have that same success. It's either force the ball or jack up a 3.
Probably when Jason Kidd was running the show back a few years ago. They made the finals in consecutive years.
And now I'm finally starting to pull away. And here's Brandon Bass doing a windmill dunk like he's a young Vince Carter.
Try to jumpstart their franchise.
I mean, this is sim basketball, people. I mean, really, guys? Really, you 2Kers?
Here's Watson. The step back jumper is good.
Someone asked me, or a couple of people have asked me about my 2K videos compared to my Madden rank videos. And the funny thing is, I didn't mention Madden once. But here's the difference. In Madden, and you've seen me do it countless times, I can play realistic offensive and defensive schemes reasonably well against virtually anybody in an online environment, either ranked or in a league, and it works.
You know,
in this,
the history of the NBA,
it is infinitely harder to do. You get rewarded much more frequently for playing headless chicken basketball.
Every year the players change.
Here comes the pausing. He's starting to get frustrated. After his initial success in the first and halfway through the second quarter, he is now going into pause mode. All these guys are exactly the same. I'm going to sit here and wait, buddy. You're going to feel this L.
Nets trail by 10. It's really the mark of a great franchise. Boston expects great things from the Celtics each year.
What are we going to have here? Another clear out?
Yeah, you don't get all those banners that they have in that building without executing in the postseason.
Pound. Force.
The last few years, they play together. They've played hard.
Pound. Hop step.
They're
Pound.
at their best when their best is needed.
Bench. Here's who Avery Johnson's going with. Johnson Wallace,
and against 2-3 zone, there's a couple of things you need to do against off-the-ball 2-3 zone. One is what I'm doing here. I'll run an isolation and I'll attack the guy who's being usured, and I'll try to break him down and either finish or kick out to a perimeter shooter, or I'll call a high post play to a good high post player. On this team, either Garnett or Paul Pierce, and just pop the shot when he hits the foul line, or drive and kick.
Launches a three. No good.
If you're playing as one of these cowards that will switch off of the guy who has the ball and will not guard a ball handler under any circumstances, I'll then start mixing in some off-ball backdoor cuts, and now he's done. He's had enough. Exposed. He is out and down for the count.